Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Mr Chairman, I want to just complete the sentence that I started at the end of my last call, which was to correct the misunderstanding that Louise Upston had. Ms Upston was on the committee considering the evidence and said that Labour was trying to have it both ways, was trying to say that some people had noted that the bill had been improved and yet we were saying that some people hadn't seen the bill. But actually both those points are correct. Some people who had seen earlier drafts of the bill noted that it had been improved, as did I. The first draft we saw didn't have a definition of the CBD in, and I thought that was quite foolish. I'm glad that the Minister agreed with that point and added in a definition of the CBD. But many other leaders in Christchurch, including our elected councillors, had not seen the draft of the bill. So that was the point that was being made from this side of the House. People who we will rely on to lead our communities have not been party to any discussion about the legislation. Mr Chairman, I've got quite a lot of stamina actually, so I'm going to try again with the Minister because he still hasn't heard what I've been trying to get through to him in regard to the District Health Board, and I'd really appreciate it if the Minister either didn't take a call and dismiss my contribution, or if he wants to take it seriously, that he first of all read the piece in the legislation that I'm referring to. He's right that in the responsible entities section, the District Health Board doesn't need to be named. Fine, let's put that to one side. I think it would have given them a good message if the Minister had named them. He disagrees. Let's leave it at that. But the second point I made, I'm not sure if the Minister's able to talk and listen. Multitasker, excellent. That's very good. In 11.4, there are a small number of organisations listed who must be consulted in relation to the development of the recovery strategy, and in my view, alongside the Christchurch City Council, Environment Canterbury, Selwyn District Council, Waimakariri District Council, Te Runanga o Ngaitahu, we should include the Canterbury District Health Board, and that's what I'm asking the Minister. So I just have one more shot at that. There are a lot of other really serious amendments that we propose that the Minister has dismissed, but I just think having another go at that one is worth it. The Minister dangled a little carrot in front of me and said if I changed the wording of my SOP in relation to the disability strategy and its consideration in the preparation of recovery plans, he would give it another glance, he would give it good consideration, as he promised he would do. I've rewritten that, word for word, actually, for what I recall the Minister said. So he by now will have a new copy of that. I don't consider that it would be a victory if this amendment was agreed. I just think it would be a small step forward for disabled people who want to have a bigger say than they might otherwise have in the future of the region in which they live. Mr Chairman, I just want to take the Minister back to that commitment he made to me because I still feel cheated, and I'd really urge him in the little time we have left to give it another shot. One of my other SOPs was in relation to the instructions that the Minister can issue.
Can I take a point of order? Take a point of order. It's a little unusual.
In the middle of my speech?
No, because I know you've got more time to go, and I just wanted to indicate to you that, or to the House, that the member's SOP relating to the consideration being given to the New Zealand Disability Strategy is under consideration. It may be that it could go in a different part and be more suitable, and those discussions will take place with the member as soon as she's had concluded her speech.
Can I thank the Minister? It's actually not a point of order. I call the honourable member...
It certainly wasn't a point of order.
Trying to be helpful.
And the Minister could have taken a call and done that.
I can't do anything.
Well, it wasn't a point of order. You took it as a point of order. That's the point that's being made. The other amendment that I proposed was in relation to the power that the Minister has to require councils or council organisations to perform a function. What we heard from the 3 councils, to the best of my recollection, but certainly 2, was that they didn't mind that. They thought it was fine that the Minister was able to instruct them to either start or stop something because of the situation, the very unusual situation we have. But they thought it would just be a mark of common courtesy if the Minister talked to them about it before issuing an edict from on high, and that's all that my amendment asks the Minister to do. It's to insert a new 1A in Part 2, Clause 49. Again, Minister, the reason I feel cheated is because, Mr Chairman,
I call the Honourable Ruth Dyson.
it's because I don't think this is a big ask, and I can't imagine how the Minister has given this amendment the serious consideration that he gave me personally a commitment to give to any amendments that we put up. That's all it's asking, is that the Minister should talk to the local authority about the direction that he is by law allowed to make. There's no argument about that. It's just a little process. We're not asking him to go through a great long rigmarole. We're not asking him to leave himself vulnerable to be dragged before the court. We're just asking for a civil conversation with elected representatives in our 3 areas. I don't know why the Minister wouldn't take that opportunity. So thank you, Minister, for giving consideration to the Disability Strategy 1. I would really urge you to look at all our SOPs. We spent quite a lot of time working on those. Your officials have taken until after 2 o'clock today to prepare SOPs based on the submissions that we heard that were finished yesterday afternoon. We have done ours ourselves without the resource of the brains and talent and time of departmental officials. We actually had more than you, but it's not a competition.
Order.
But they were done with the same degree of seriousness as the ones that the Minister prepared. So it is really nearly time for the debate to end. There's a limited opportunity for the Minister to change his behaviour and meet the commitment that he gave me at the Select Committee in front of a number of our other colleagues and give serious consideration to our amendments.
The question is, you're seeking the call?
Yes.
I call the Honourable Member Catherine Delahaye.